Steve, before we talk about the next show, which is on Saturday at the AJ Bell Stadium in Salford, we had to cancel. Last weekend's show in Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, very, very rare that we have to cancel, but this was a situation where we had no choice, and you know, we'd started off with 10 fights with a title fight with Sean Kearns. He had to pull out because he got an opportunity to fight on a big TV show. We couldn't deny him there. Our biggest ticket seller, Sean Arkwright, was out. We was left out of 8 fights, and we still had 3 to match, which were foreigners. And being perfectly honest, the ticket sales were poor. You know, there's been a lot on, and all the young kids, they all tend to go part of life, and you know, the sales were really bad, and we'd have lost an absolute fortune. And I was stressing out with the matching and everything, so we was left with no alternative. So I feel sorry for the lads, and I spent the last couple of days of last week trying to get them out, and you know, we'll get them out as soon as we can. So that's a disappointment, but you know, compared to all of the smaller promoters, you know, we've got a good record and not cancelling. I'm wounded, but it had to be done.
Yeah, and again, before we talk about AJ Bell, Mark Leach made his first defence of his British super bantamweight title. Wasn't successful, but it was a good fight though.
Yeah, it was a good fight, and you know, obviously we expected Mark to win and to move on to bigger and better things, but like we always say, it's a game of snakes and ladders, this, and you know, a win would have climbed the ladders and moved on, like we say. The loss is a bad setback for him, and he's fell down there, and you know, he's going to have to get a couple of wins again and then get back into title contention. I mean, I spoke to him because I actually thought he just nicked it.
Very close. But
I wouldn't have argued if he just lost it. So it's one of those. I mean, the scorecard from Terry O'Connor is 118 and 11. It's scandalous. You know, he shows how inept he is, and he is consistent in giving bad scorecards.
At least he's consistent at it.
Yeah, but the board just keep going on. But I mean, I don't want to go on with that. I mean, it's up to them to do something and change it. They haven't done over a certain period of time, so you can't see him doing it again. But I mean, that Ryan really took a bit of the shine off Liam Davis as well. You know, because he boxed really well. You can't take anything from there. I mean, Mark had a bit of concussion from the head clash in the first round. It took him a while to get over it, but you know, that's boxing.
He finished strong.
He did come back and strong, and you know, I mean, I thought that had won him the fight. The fact that he had the big finish, and apparently this commentators on BT had it level going into 10. But for me, he won 11 and 12. So you know, one of those things. He's lost. We'll have to regroup and come back, but he's more than capable. We don't lose that talent overnight, and he can still do bantamweight. So at least they've got a couple of options where they can position him, and it's my job to get him back as soon as I can. And you know, it's been a long, hard slog getting him up there. We'll get him back a bit quicker. So it's just one of those things. We've got to get on with it, mate. Yeah.
Right now, Saturday we've got a great little show. 6 fights on. 6 very talented lads.
We're actually 7 fights on now, because I put Liam Cooney on. You know, he was one of the kids who was making his debut on Saturday in Liverpool and couldn't get out. So we had 7, which is what you're allowed before the doctor's prices go crazy, and it's only a small venue, so we can't go with more than 7. Otherwise, I've got to put other people on as well. But it's a great show, isn't it? You know, you got Luke Evans, who's talented and just fought on a big show at the MEN Arena. Akib Fiaz, who's one of our brighter prospects and signed with Matchroom, not fought for a while, needs to get out before he gets on there. Casey Brown, who's looking good. Reese Wood, who's improving. Thorn Wright, who's again another one of our prospects who's looking good, and we've got Liam Cooner and obviously John Boy Keeley. So there's like 4 of the kids who made their debuts just after lockdown, and are all I think 3-0. So you know, that they'll be moving up to 6 rounds shortly. It's the last one's in the 4. So you know, there's some good talent and entertaining fights as well. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. Like I say, and as you just mentioned, 3 of them are all in the same weight. That's it's like light middleweight division, and it's terrible to say, but we do compare them all, don't we?
Well, you know, eventually you're going to probably have to fight each other, aren't they? You know, so the people who are coming along to watch their thing can judge us and look forward to it, because when we do put them in the fights, they're always good fights, and you know, we've got a little announcement to make in a couple of weeks' time of where we've got a little TV deal, and we're going to be doing one a month, and you know, these are the sort of fights that they're going to be wanting to see. They're going to see 50-50s, yeah.
Jumping forward a couple of weeks' time, you've made one of those fights, one of those that you're talking about there. You've made one on the Liverpool show where we got Mickey Ellison against Jake Bray.
Jake Barton, yeah.
Jake Barton, sorry.
Jake Barton, Mickey Ellison. Again, that's what I'm talking about, you know, 50-50 fighters with both VIP kids, and we're going to see more of them moving forward, and it's no harm for the losers, you know, and it's a step forward for the winner, isn't it? And,
it is.
you know, we've got to start making good fights, you know, and the fighters have got to want to have them as well.
Well, that was a good thing about them too. As soon as you proposed to them, they both jumped at it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, you know, and, you know, I think it helps the kids on the undercard sell as well, you know, because let's be fair about this, and that's one of the things that we had on Saturday's show. It wasn't a great show. Is when the kids are starting and coming through, everybody gets some of the easier fights, you know, the proper journeymen to come through, and that's what they need to develop with. So that if we can put a good top of the bill on, so that the fans who are coming to watch the specific boxer, which they do, know there's a good top of the bill on as well, it'll help the lads sell the tickets as well, because we're not kidding anyone. We're matching the lads to win, aren't we? And you know, they've got to develop in the right pace, and you know, sometimes you can be forced to put people in earlier than they should do, and it can affect them. So you know, we've got to make the right decisions for everyone. You know, not just for the promotion, but the career of the boxers.
And Jake Barton and Mickey Ellison, am I right? Is that for the central area?
That's the light heavyweight central area title fight, yeah. Brilliant. So little belt, and that's like your first stepping stone to the English, and then the British, and then hopefully move on from that. So that's how we like to bring the kids through.
Nice one, Steve. See you on Saturday.
Thanks, mate. Bye bye.
For all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.